Hi again, everyone. So, this is going to be me just talking. I don't necessarily have a thought out process of what I want to say, but I figured I would just come back, record something, and then throw it up. Hopefully, you guys will enjoy this. But anyway, so I feel like what I could talk about is something that's been on my mind recently, which is just things not going according to plan. Currently, we are all dealing with COVID in one way or another, at least if you're in America, because other places happen to, figure it out sooner. But I'm in America right now, so I've been doing a lot of stuff during COVID. It has been quite a time. And I say that because there are so many things that have gone awry, but not necessarily in a bad way. I'm going to be moving into an apartment. I have never lived in an apartment. I grew up in a house for a really long time. Then I moved and then I went to school. So this is going to be my first time living by myself. It's going to be my first time not sharing a bathroom with anybody. I have a brother and I've lived with my mom for the majority of my life. So it's always been like sharing a bathroom with somebody or, I've always had my own room per se, except for my first year of college. I had a roommate who's still one of my really close friends. And then my second year in college, I roomed with a lot of my friends. We all room together. There's five of us, including myself, and our other friend. She was an RA, so she couldn't live with us. But so we all lived together, and I shared a bathroom with one of my friends. So again, like I didn't really have my own space, and even with being in college, which is not living with my mom, it's not really your stuff. Like, it's not your bed. You're going to be moving out within the next 3 to 6 months. Like, there's no point in really getting invested or buying a bunch of stuff. But this is an apartment. So, the reason I'm getting an apartment is because they changed the housing contract and it was going to mess me up financially if I stayed on campus. So, now I'm moving off campus. And I didn't plan on living in an apartment until I was well over 20. I'm 20 right now, and I'm going to be living in an apartment. I didn't expect to be so financially independent so soon because, I mean, I have a car note right now. I don't pay for insurance. That's about the only thing I don't pay for is a phone bill and insurance. Everything else I usually provide for myself, or I'm going to be providing for myself. I'm going to have an apartment. I pay for my car and I do everything else for the most part. If I gotta eat, I'm feeding myself. The furnishings for my house, I'm gonna house, Lord Jesus, not house, but this apartment, I'm gonna be buying it myself. I work. I've had several jobs. I have worked at the movie theaters. I've worked for a catering company. I've worked in a clothing store. I've worked for a grocery store. I've worked for a marketing company, and I've worked for a dance studio, and I do commission art. So I've been employed. I still am employed. I've done all the things. So I would like to consider myself pretty much financially independent. I mean, I can still reach out to my mom for, needs, but I try not to. And I say all this to say that I didn't plan on living by myself till I was 25. My plan was to go to school and then, on breaks, I would just go back home with my mom. And after school, I would graduate and live with family in Atlanta until I could work and then save up to get my own place, which I would only get my own place if I was not on tour or already doing some sort of dance project somewhere where I had to find housing or where housing would be provided. So that was my plan. And things did not go that way. The first thing that happened that I did not expect was my professor asked me to do research with him. This is a professor that I stand from day one. I didn't know that you could stand someone so hard that you could see in person. I just thought he did everything I wanted to do in life, and I was just in awe that he was in my presence because I went from having very little dance background to being around people who really just do the work and have done the work. And I was just shook. So, I'm over here asking all these questions and doing all this stuff. And I guess some way or another, they thought of me to do this work with them. alongside other people, not just me, but I can't speak on their experience, but it was just so shocking. And mind you, I'm about to be a junior in college, so this all happened my sophomore year. And my sophomore year, I was really just looking to get better at technique and just maybe possibly choreograph something. Probably not. I was very nervous about that whole thing, but I was thinking and brainstorming and all this stuff, and I was just taking class, you know? And out of the blue, it was just like, yeah, I want you to do this research if you can, like, work with me, yada, yada, this, that, and the third. So I'm just like, what? You want to work with me? Well, I mean, okay, like, let's go. But that was just so unexpected. And I'm still doing that work. That work is still in the works. There are some things that I do want to upload from that work eventually, but obviously for contract reasons, I can't do that right now. Um, so yeah, that's one thing. Another thing, just there are people that I used to be friends with that are no longer in my life, and not in a bad way. Like, they're all good people. I wish them the best, but just like people that you really are like when I was in high school, I was planning my whole life around these people. Like, we're going to be this and it's going to be like this, and it's just not. And the people that I am close to now, like, the way that we all came together is kind of not crazy. Like, it's not some, like, I was here and then they were there and together we came, and it's not like a grandizio, like, we came together. But it's just so interesting. And now they're all my, like, closest friends. The people that I'm closest to, I started out, or the person that I'm closest to, my best friend right now, I did not, I'm not gonna say I didn't like her, but I didn't really want to be her friend. Like, but it happened anyway. And just God really be out here planning for me. And I think it's so interesting, like, how I'm a planner and I'm also very faithful. So that is really difficult to navigate because, on one hand, you're like, oh my goodness, God has a great plan for me and it's gonna be this. And then God is like, I mean, no, but cute. And that just keeps happening. And every single time I'm shocked, I'm surprised, I feel bamboozled. This whole apartment thing, I found out I was getting an apartment a week before I got the apartment. I didn't want an apartment, wasn't looking for one. I was completely content on campus. I was fine. I was speaking to my soon to be roommate. We were having a great little time. It was going to be great. And then, of course, things changed, and it was just like scrambling in the midst of taking these online classes and doing this research and being in Atlanta, because I'm in Atlanta recording this. And I came here with another plan, a plan to do a bunch of dance stuff and go all these places and just explore and get used to it. That way, when I move here after I graduate, everything is, wonderful. And although I learned a lot, I learned how to cook, I spent time with my family, you know, I did a lot of good stuff. None of it was what I was supposed to do while I was here, except maybe possibly roller skating, which I haven't even done yet, and I leave in like 2 days. So, yeah. But all of that to say that things just don't go according to plan. So, I mean, be prepared, but don't be dead set because it's not going to happen. But that's all I have. I have no further thoughts, so I just hope that you all enjoyed this video. I'll be back with more content at some point whenever I decide to do more. And feel free to join me. Until then, stay lovely.
TikTok when I dance. On that demon time, she might start her OnlyFans. Big B and that B stand for bands. If you wanna see some real ass, baby, here's your chance.